Yeah.
I mean, are we? The screen is shared.
No, this
Yes.
is here.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
But the
Okay.
video is not. She can see video. Okay, we're moving here. She can see video here. But now it's
Okay. 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 All right. Okay. So we're recording.
yeah, already we started.
Okay.
Just moving here in the middle of us. And also middle edge here. And the speaker here. I'm going to do that. Okay. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Good afternoon. Today, April 28th, Saturday, April 28th. I'm joined by Takashi-san from Myanmar, Uno-san from Tokyo, and I'm also located in Tokyo. We are discussing in a series the new technology and the future of Japan. Depending a little bit on the discussion today, I hope we can finish this topic. I've had a lot of new materials, and I think I have a few challenging discussion topics. So I don't know whether we'll make it, but let's not waste time recapturing everything that has been discussed in the past. I believe all of us have been here, so it's not necessary. I would like to continue where we left last week. And that is the Internet of Things and blockchain more in particular. So we saw a video last week explaining what is blockchain, and we also looked at a video giving a few industries that might be disrupted using blockchain from the Bitcoin. We all know. Blockchain from Bitcoin, but there are many other industries that will be disrupted using blockchain, and some people even claim that blockchain is the new internet. It will be as groundbreaking as the internet was in the beginning. The moment when we look at blockchain technology, it's still in the hands of a lot of anarchists who would like to decentralize everything. But there are actually a large number of very interesting applications, and I am convinced that blockchain will be very widely implemented throughout the world, and can actually potentially bring a lot of good to the world. Basically, I would like to talk about one of these very positive side effects, something that is as capturing my personal interest, something that I wish to allocate some time to in the future, to be part of this. I see this as a very interesting and exciting new development, and let's continue where we left off last week and look at a blockchain. So blockchain can add to supply chain transparency. So a blockchain supply chain can help participants to record prices, for example, of transactions, dates when the transaction took place, where the transaction took place, what kind of quality specified against a certain standard, a certification, and other relevant information to more effectively manage the supply chain. So the problem that we have today is that basically you can produce anything. We live in a global supply chain. In a lot of industries, our half products, our inputs, come from all over the globe. Take the car industry; their parts come from all over the globe. And basically, what we see, for example, when we buy an iPhone, we see an American product, but the majority of the parts is actually from Japan. So this kind of transparency becomes problematic, for example, when it comes to food safety, when it comes to branding, when it comes to like certain undesirable side effects of globalization, like child labor, like pollution. So blockchain will enable us to actually make sure that we can create transparency in the supply chain. and this might help to actually reduce these negative side effects, because it will empower the consumer, and the consumer is the only answer to create these negative side effects of globalization. So I hope that blockchain technology will help us the consumers to consume wisely and to make choices for certain products because they deliver on their promise of being environmentally friendly, of not using any child labor, because they are made of authentic materials. Blockchain, as far as it comes to supply chain transparency, creates transparency. Now, why is this important? Transparency has been on the radar, on the mindset, for example, of the fair trade movement. Fair trade movement was a movement that started in the Netherlands, I think, probably in the early 80s, when a few idealistic people said, okay, well, globalization is failing. We buy coffee in the supermarkets, but the coffee growers, the coffee farmers in South America and Africa, they don't get a fair price for their coffee because they don't have any power. So the retailers in the Western world, they make all the money, they make all the profits, and we are basically extorting the small coffee farmers. In response to that, they created a brand, a fair trade brand. And the coffee that was sold under the fair trade brand was guaranteed, because basically the fair trade organization promised that to monitor that, was sold in small shops in the city centers all around the Netherlands. And there were only a few, but actually the coffee was selling quite well. And the interesting thing that happened throughout the years is that fair trade became bigger, and more people were starting to buy their coffee with the fair trade brand, up to a point where a supermarket said, okay, well, this is interesting, why don't we put fair trade coffee next to our existing brands? And the coffee was more expensive than the existing brands, but lo and behold, actually people were interested in buying that, and people who would normally go to the fair trade shop came shopping in that supermarket. So the positive side effect of that was that people who had more money to spend were coming to buy that coffee, and as a side effect, they were also buying other stuff in that supermarket.
It means you said South African coffee my farmers price is improving?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You mean just Holland, they recognize which farmer is good, or
right,
which wholesaler is good. They
exactly,
need to give them information.
Right. But
just
this is all...
only a few percent.
Well, the interesting thing is that now, in the Netherlands, you can hardly buy any coffee that is not fair trade coffee anymore.
Why?
Because it has become mainstream. After one supermarket adopted it, another supermarket started to adopt it. Now, all the supermarkets have fair trade coffee. When that started to happen, the main coffee companies said, well, okay, this is going to cut into our market. We are also going to acquire coffee using the same standards as the fair trade coffee, thereby being able to actually put a fair trade brand on their coffee. And the main coffee makers were actually starting to sell fair trade coffee as well. So everybody had to adapt to the new reality that people wanted to have fair trade coffee. Now, what we see is that the price of fair trade is actually going down, but as in the process, by giving farmers not only a better price, but also educating them, helping them to develop their growing means, it actually has become the main way of doing business in the coffee industry. The thing is, though, that how can we be sure that coffee that I buy at a premium price is actually fair trade coffee? How much did the farmer really make? Or did somebody just put a fair trade brand on top of that coffee? So what we want to stimulate these kinds of positive effects that basically a fair trade brand becomes grows up and becomes mainstream, how can we make sure that other makers who just don't copy everything, do not adhere to any of these fair trade standards and just put a fair trade brand on it?
はい、皆さんこんにちは、雲野です。今日はですね、雲野塾の研修のプログラムをご紹介したいと思います。で、こういうふうなホームページありますけれども、ぜひですね、一度中身をご覧になっていただきたいと思います。今日はブーキューブさんのスタジオに来て、この収録をしておりますので、中身はこういうふうになってて、今最近ホットなね、グローバルリーダーの定義など書いてあります。で、特に経団連が作成しました留学すれば英語ができて専門性を持つというだけではですね、グローバルリーダーになれないとここに書いてありますようにですね、仕事ができる、専門性を持つ、英語ができるだけじゃなくてですね、私どもの塾ではリベラルアーツということと、それからもう一つは孫子の兵を、さらにはですね、日本の歴史というものを合わせて教えることによって、皆さんが海外の欧米の方々と、もしくは華僑圏の方々と正々堂々と渡り合えるような人物を育成しようというふうなことを考えています。ここに次のスライドが出ておりますけれども、ここに書いてありますのはですね、さらに、私どもの雲野塾の中身につきましてはですね、欧米の資料しか使っておりません。また実際に雲野塾は英語でやっておりますので、英語の講師がこう話しておりますけど、学習はですね、日本の歴史をまだ教えてますので、学習の午後はですね、日本のプログラムをしております。で、以前はこれ有料だったので、今はですね、実際に会場費も取っていただいておりませんで、毎回5000円ということで、朝9時から午後5時までやっておりますので、ぜひ皆さんですね、ご検討の上ご参加いただければと。英語のできない方もですね、学習の午後こういうふうな検証をしておりますので、ぜひご参加いただければというふうに思っておりますので、よろしくお願いします。で、ここにさらにですね、グループ討議とか実務の勘どころを教えるって書いてありますけど、実際には私が10年ほどですね、欧米の新聞とか雑誌等をですね、集めてきた、もともと英語のベースでございますので、そうしたものをですね、50セッションのテーマに分けて資料を作成しております。そういうことで、世界のオペレーション、もしくはカントリーリスクも含めてですね、しかも世界のトップの方々に対しても、いろいろな分析とか洞察をしてですね、議論をしております。そういったことも含めてですね、今後ともよろしくお願いしたいと思います。以上で私の挨拶を終えますが、今回のこのビデオの収録にあたってはですね、V キューブさんのスタジオをお借りしてですね、お時間を頂戴して、このビデオを作成させていただきました。よろしくお願いします。どうもありがとうございました。